Everton were forced into that.
Good morning and welcome to Tottenham Tantrum Gold. I think I'm just going to mute Ben for a second.
They did a free transfer from the bonuses, which is so horrible.
I'm not going to. There we go. I think Ben's serving a customer at the moment. I forget. Welcome to Tottenham Tantrum Gold, home of Spurs nostalgia, basically. Like to show all the classic matches and highlight players from the past and worship our legends, as we should do. Never forget our history because it's what the club's all about. But more recent things at the moment, with fresh out of a transfer window, we're going to have a little discussion on that this morning. So I'm welcoming some of the regulars to the channel. There's Mark Cousins. How are you, mate?
Very well, thank you.
And also joining us from Spurs Asian, one of my favourite little channels. If I'm not on this channel, it's Eugene. How are you this morning, my friend?
It's evening time here. I'm well, just finish off the Lunar New Year, what called the cultural traditional practices that we have. Right, great intro, right? Oh my God, it brought a tear to my eyes. And seeing all those trophies, oh dear, my heart. It feels like I don't know what to say. And
it's a long time ago. It's a long time.
Yeah.
How things have changed.
I could watch that forever.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I just keep watching it.
Indeed. I'm just going to welcome a few people to the show. We've got Eugene. Who's that strange fella? Morning, Eugene. Celery agent. He said, hello, Eugene, mate. Levy out.
Neil, big up to Neil.
Yeah, and Philip saying foundations laid yesterday for a rebuild in the summer. None of our rivals for fourth bought in. Well, yeah, there's that. I felt we'll come to that in a moment. John Fitzpatrick, morning, mate. That intro gets me every time. Big up, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, us too. It gets me every time too, and I've seen it a lot of times now. Celery agent, morning, mate. Hey, John. Yeah, great intro to be sure. And Carl saying, morning, gents. No, I've slept on it. I know we didn't do everything, I'm assuming. Do everything we wanted, but got a lot of Deadwood out. I think so. Perhaps typing a bit quickly, maybe. Which was rotting the squad. And apart from Kane, we have two people for every position. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, there's pros and cons with the transfer window, I think. John Fitzpatrick, I still can't believe Gio, Tanguy and Dele all left with only one coming in, one centre coming in. Yeah. I fear our squad is too short to get us into the top four. Hope I'm wrong. Always believe with Conte in charge. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, possibly we are leaving ourselves a bit thin. I mean, at the end of the day, it's 4 out, isn't it? If you include Brian Hill as well. So I'll just unmute you again, Ben.
Yeah.
There you go. And morning, Ben. The regular on the show on the mornings. How are you this morning, sir?
Doing okay. It's been an interesting night. Last night's show went really well, but a bit tired from last night. But it's going to be a great morning this morning. It's great to have Eugene and Mark on. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be a fascinating show this morning.
Indeed. Phil saying morning from Hollywood. How's the weather over there, mate?
Are you sure that don't mean Adele's house?
he wishes. Celery agent, that at least there is hope with 2 new signings. There was no hope with the Deadwood we got rid of. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Celery agent, we still need to add numerous players. We do. Conte's talked about the need for a right wing back himself. And always we need some sort of backup plan for if Harry Kane's injured for any length of time. Celery agent, great panel right there. Definitely. Good guests is what makes the show a lot of the time. Ellie, morning, Ellie. I back Conte to build a new team with the winning mentality, not like our team since 2008. Absolutely. If anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Conte, isn't it? Chris Agomba, morning, mate. Hello, everyone. Paratici got the Deadwood out in 2 windows. We may lack numbers, but we have more quality than can last. That can last 90 minutes in again. Yeah, true. That's definitely a good point.
Hopefully.
Celery agents saying Ellie's a legend. Absolutely, Ellie's a legend. Yep. Philip Brady, morning, mate. Conte only wants players he can depend on. Now he now has them. Light the touch paper and let's blast off. Let's hope it's all going right. Mark, have we signed anyone yet?
Bit late now. Too late.
Chris, then even into Eugene. Always forget how much of a time difference there is in these time zones. It's a very strange amount of times Eugene pops on in the morning and he's just off to work, or yeah, it's a funny one. Atavakron Wembley 1. Good morning, guys. Morning, mates. Great to have you back on today. I was only to say a couple of hours, but I have to say it was a privilege to be with and finally meet Brian Graham and the guys on Hotspur Way yesterday. Oh, brilliant. Glad you got up there.
Big up.
Phil
Have
again.
we signed anyone?
Have we signed anyone? Yeah. Morning, Ben, says Chris. Big up Eugene from John. Atavakron saying it can't be ignored that in terms of sheer numbers, the squad is even thinner this morning than it was yesterday. Yeah, that's one concern, definitely. If Conte feels there's enough players there and he can make up the rest from the academy, might not be so bad. At least it appears we have a squad that are all pulling in the same direction now, rather than some freeloaders. Stephen Cartwright, morning all. Morning, mate. Good of you to join us. Celery agent. Soon it'll be like the old days with one on the own or one on the bench. Yeah, could be. Jay Gilbert, good windows shows we have time for that. We have a plan for the future. Let's hope so. I'm new to the channel. I don't recognise the name, but welcome aboard anyway. Yep. Darren D. Also, I don't recognise the name. New subscriber, perhaps. Shane didn't get a right wing back. The other top four rivals not buying. Spurs must be favourites to get top four.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's enough. I think we kind of fell a little bit short of what we would have ideally liked, but it's got to be an improvement, hasn't it? Derek Hutchinson, morning, mate. And he's just saying good morning to everybody. Darren again. To be fair, the players who have left weren't really available anyway, so it's like two extra players. Yeah, that's another way of looking at it as well, sure enough. Carl Simpson, did you see the news this morning that Conte and Paratici got Levy to agree with slimming the squad? So that is promising. Interesting. So perhaps he did want fewer numbers. Perhaps it's also built up to saving some money on wages, more funds available in the summer. It could
Hopefully.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Celery agent, big up, Mark. Love seeing you on the panels. So, transfer window. Who should we start with? Let's go for Mark. You're there at the top of the screen.
I've been promoted.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's sort that out immediately.
Yeah,
there we go.
That's
Good
it.
to have your wingman with you.
Get back down there.
Oh, that way, yeah. There's my wingman. But we'll still start with Mark.
All right.
Okay. Since it was going that way. Overall, Mark, what's your feelings? Transfer window, good or bad?
Average, I would say. The three out was the most important, in my opinion, because they obviously didn't want to be here. They haven't done nothing. What would they do even if we kept them? The square root of Jack. So it's good they've gone. Who these guys are coming in, I'll pass that to Ben. That way, I'll pass that to Ben because he's obviously the Italian in the know. Is it that way? Hang on.
Opposite direction. It's always the opposite.
That way. Yeah, but no, the three outs were the most important thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, sure. Okay, Ben. Oh, Ben's toward the customer, maybe.
Just a sec. Yeah, with Bentancur and Kulusevski, with Benton, it's a bit of a people don't seem to understand the role that Bentancur offers a team. A lot of people think he's sort of a Højbjerg-esque midfielder, which he does do that very well. But he's actually very well at dictating the play, which is why I think Conte's brought him in. His ball retention is excellent, which is why Maurizio Sarri had him in his team, and he was brilliant under Maurizio Sarri at Juventus. So maybe he'd just be like Winks, except good and strong and Uruguayan, so he can have steel. But with Kulusevski, we can't really say too much about him, except he looks like an absolute superstar at 22. He's got that Shawnee boy compares him to a sort of a Kevin De Bruyne-esque right-sided forward that cuts in on his left. brilliant passer, puts the ball on a sixpence, scores goals, great at crossing. Possibly our new set piece taker, possibly, because he's good at whipping a ball in the box. So maybe these two signings could be the catalyst to change in the club.
So what's your feeling on the window in general? Good, bad, average?
Very average, in my opinion, because we needed to improve our centre back situation, our right back situation, and a second striker, and we haven't improved any of those. We signed some very good players, and we've got out the as Britney Spears says, the toxic element of the dressing room, but we still need to improve. But this window is shaping up for the summer. This is sort of the building blocks for bringing up the real players in the summer and then building a real team around this new manager and this new philosophy he's trying to bring in.
Mm-hmm.
And Eugene, always a pleasure to have you on the stream, mate. What do you make of the window overall?
I'm happy we got the two players right in January. If we didn't get the two players, I'll have to change my green screen. Conte would have been gone. So, Spurs doing a January deal. I think this is one we haven't done a January deal in 2 years or so, right? During Mourinho's time, we didn't buy anybody in January. So getting people in January is a good sign, right? Whether we got the right players to fit the right positions. But what I always believe in that, especially at now with Conte in our club, the players that we have brought in, right, are the players that Conte wants, not the players that Levy wants, So I think Paratici and Conte are planning things to make Levy understand and be happy with the players that they're bringing in. Number one, Kulu is still young. So Kulu does have a chance of his value going up. Maybe that's what's been said to him. If he plays well, his value goes up. We make a profit out of him, right? For Ben or Benta, right? He's 25. So he's more or less the player that he's ready to play, right? We don't have to develop him and all that. But now is a time that we are all sitting back, right, to wait and see, right, what the plan, Conte, what plan he has for these two players. Because we've always been saying Conte's most effective tactic and positioning is the 3-5-2, where we need the strong wing backs, right, and the good holding midfielders, right, to do their job, and let the wing backs do their job to do the supply for the strikers. And he liked the big and the small strikers, right, the pair. So we already have that pair there. We can either use Stevie or Sonny with Kane. But the problem is now is that if we lose Kane, right, can Kulu step into Kane's position? That's what I'm seeing. But Kulu is more of a midfielder, right? And Benta is more of the creative side. So hopefully that will come in the sense that we will see those things happening. But of course, don't forget, they are coming from the Italian league. They haven't been playing much games in the Italian league, right? It will take them some time to adapt to the Premier League, right? That's maybe why we're buying big, strong players, right? The Uruguayan is going to be a baller because Uruguayans are always ballers, right? They have that certain kind of nastiness in them. They have that, they know what to do, right? To take a Mickey out of things and all that. Kulu looks a big boy, right? So I guess what Conte has brought in now is to strengthen up our players, right? And he's let four players, if I'm not mistaken, Delhi, Tanguy, Gio, and who else has left?
Brian Hill.
Hill. Yeah, Hill too. So we have 4 out. But of course, Hill, I think him going out is to get more playing time, get more experience. But like a lot of streams were saying yesterday, why didn't we loan him back to a Premier League team? Why didn't we loan him to a championship team, right? To build his strength, to have the know-how that he's coming back into an English league kind of a system. But let's see how he does in Spain for the next 6 months, right? Whether, number one, don't forget, whether he gets to play first, that's another question. He's gone to Valencia, if I'm not mistaken, right? Hill?
Yeah, I think it might have been.
Valencia, yeah. Gio has gone to Villarreal, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So I think Lamela is going to have a good reunion with them.
Yes,
yeah. So that's how I see it.
It'd be typical if they absolutely hit it off and they're on fire for the rest of the season. Yes, it's an interesting one. So what would you say overall for the window? Do you feel it's like a good, average, or bad window for you, Eugene?
I'm happy, but I'll say it's average at the moment, right? If the players turn up and they do produce and we do get top 4, right, then I'll say that is the foundation that we're building on. At the moment, right, we do not know. You can say it's a foundation, but if these 2 players come in and they end up like the players that we let go, right, what foundation do we have? We're back to square one again. We don't even have the foundation. We're digging another hole again. So let's see what happens, right? Have some patience. Let's see what Conte. One thing is that in Conte we trust. That's all.
Indeed. Personally, I think I'm actually going to say it's a good window. I have a bit of positivity there. It's purely because of those players going out that we didn't want at the club. For me, that's like an extra signing. Everybody pulling in the same direction for the first time in a long time. I think that's going to have a big impact on the club, big impact on the way people are playing. It's healthy for the youngsters coming through in the club to see that unity, and nobody sat on the touchlines non-interested, like aka Dele Alli with his TikTok posts and Tanguy Ndombele throwing his little hissy fit on the way off the pitch. It'll be fantastic, all that element out of the club. I think it's a much healthier position. That's going to bode well for the future. I think the signings, for me, remain to be seen how they're going to do. I mean, there's always a risk with a new player coming in, especially from abroad. But Kulusevski at least does certainly spark a bit of interest. He's got a very, very good sort of skill set and a high ceiling on where he can develop into as a player. Which means basically Bentancur, I really didn't know much about him. I had to do a bit of background reading and watching a few videos of him, and general consensus is he was kind of a Harry Winksy type player, but as Ben said, but better.
Actually good.
Actually good. So if that's the case, he could be a very good addition indeed. It would fit in with the narrative I was going with earlier in the season, saying I think what we might need might be completely uninspiring, but it's going to add to the team, and that could be that player. So yeah, I'm going for it being a good window just because we shifted that Deadwood out. I thought we were going to be stuck with them for a long time. More of a sort of Ozil situation, or Danny Rose on the Wilderness bench as he was for ages. It's not healthy for the club that way. But anyway, gonna go for a couple more comments, and then we'll have a little talk about what we think of those new players exactly. I mean, Ben's touched on a few points already. Ellie is saying with Kulu and Benta will be a much better link between passing side to help Kane and Sonny get more scoring chances. We certainly hope so. Mark, how do you see we've sort of addressed our creativity problems with the signings?
I was saying to Ben, I know nothing about these players, but I hope so.
Fair enough.
I don't watch Serie A.
Hope is what keeps us going.
Yeah.
True enough. Do you think? Okay, let's put it another way then. Are there any players you would have liked to have seen us get realistically that you think we've missed out on?
The one I've always wanted is that James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah,
but
good chat.
Will Southampton do business with us?
No,
probably not, since we've screwed them over loads of times.
Well, certainly not now. We'll have to wait until the summer now, at least.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. Even if he was available.
Yeah, true. Could have been a difficult one. Eugene, do you think we've addressed all of the sort of deficiencies in the team that we should have, or do you think we were lacking a couple more signings we really needed?
Oh, to tell the truth, we never ever addressed the positions that we need, right? Of course, like we always needed a backup striker for Kane, right? Instead of running Kane ragged all the time, right? And then we needed a creative midfielder. And to tell the truth, I would really have loved to see Coutinho come into our side and to give them that creative spark, that guile that we had, right? But we will never get it. And of course, we've been linked to Adama, right, to be rejigged into a right wing back for Conte's use, and we never saw that. So, and he went to Barcelona. What happened there? So we know what happened there. So, and then of course, to tell the truth, honestly, at the moment, with Davis and Dyer, right, playing the way they're playing, but I don't think they are up to the Conte standard, right? And hopefully when Romero comes back in, let's see how they fit. See, so that's my concern now. Maybe we do need another centre back, right? Whether to play on the left or on the right or at the centre back position to be a backup for them, because like Rodon and Tanganga are still young, and we haven't even seen Rodon play a lot under Conte apart from the 1 or 2 appearances in the cups, right? And Tanganga has been given the chance even during the Nuno days, but when Conte came along, he's been played in the positions where Romero isn't around, or now Sanchez has stepped in. So I guess what we have at the moment, we have to deal with it, but addressing our deficiencies and weakness in the players.
Oh, Eugene's just locked up apparently. We'll come back to Eugene in a moment when he unfreezes.
That was Levy.
Yeah, Levy didn't like the sound of it.
My internet.
Oh, there we go. Got you
my
back
internet.
again.
Yeah, we're back. Yeah, my internet. I think the internet went slow a bit. Levy is affecting the internet in Malaysia.
I think StreamYard's cutting in and out because I'm having problems as well on my end. I've had a few problems this morning, so we'll keep going.
We just keep going.
Yeah.
So in the end of the day, we're still doing the same things again, right? But getting the 4 players out, or actually the 3 we have been considering, we call them Deadwood and all that, the 3 players out that we've not have actually much hope for them, and we call them toxic and all that. That is a good sign. And for Hill to go out to play in for Valencia in the Spanish league, that maybe will give him some more playing time, right? Put some running to his legs and all that to learn more, and hopefully come back stronger, right? And at least the Dele Alli deal is a permanent deal, right? So we won't be getting Dele back anytime soon, right? And of course for Lo Celso and Tanguy, right? Please be the best you can in the new team that you are with, right? We wish you best of luck, so at least we can get a good price for you when we sell you, right? Yeah. That's how I see it, right? And hopefully by summertime comes along, with their wages off our bill, we most probably will be saving another 10-20 million pounds, and maybe we can get some players in that Conte wants, right? I've always been saying I want players that Conte wants, not players that Levy wants. So hopefully Paratici and Conte will know how to play the game with Levy and get what they want, right, at the moment. That's how I see it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with everything you say in that. Ben, are you still able to talk now? Or,
yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
No problem. We're just going to say I've got Celery Agent here saying backline still scares me apart from Romero.
Yeah.
Do you feel we've not gone far enough then with the signings?
No.
When you were mentioning centre back, right wing back,
and a second striker, because I don't like the word backup striker.
Do you think that's all things we should have been looking for in the January window? Or was that a little bit too much?
Those are 3 very difficult positions to strengthen in January, because no one's going to want their star right back to go. Because that's what we need. We need a starting right back. We don't need a backup right back. We need a starting right back, and no one's going to let their one go in January. So there weren't any good players. You could say, what was it? That guy, I can never remember his name. The Carlos Luis, something like that, from Sevilla. He was never going to be a Tottenham player, was he? The player we really want is either a Sven Botman or a Schlotterbeck or someone with height in the team, because we've already got 2 centre-backs in that starting 11 that can't head a ball in Sanchez and Davis. We can't have another one. We need to get another centre-back that can head a ball. So that's going to happen in the summer, I think.
Yeah, that Schlotterbeck, is it?
Yeah, Schlotterbeck.
He seems an absolute giant, doesn't he? He's like 6'6" or something like that.
That's why we need him. We need height
Big
in that
boy.
team.
Yeah, it definitely fit that sort of role. Just to deal with a few more comments. Ellie saying it was only one fully out, really, as Delhi is the only one sold. True, but it's a start. It does at least get people out of the door. So
and the wages are off the bill for now.
Exactly, or at least a lot of the wages off the bill. I think we're paying for some of the likes of Delhi's wages, but not Delhi. I mean, Ndombele and Lo Celso. Yeah,
I think Ndombele they're paying all the wages.
Are they? Well, that's good for a start.
I think so.
Well, I mean, even if it's some of it, it's all helping. Isn't
most
it?
of it's off the bill.
Shay saying, I think Conte's comfortable with what he got until the end of the season. the 2 new additions should boost us a little bit. If he seems happy enough, we'll get us just to that fairly soon. I would have thought.
Yeah, we'll find out really soon. The next press conference that Conte has, we'll see his face. Right?
That's
Conte never lies. You can see it in his face. Pre-transfer window, the face was, up. You can feel the energy. During the transfer window, you could tell him he's like depressed.
True. Cellular agent saying a lot of loans this January for sure. It certainly is. And Ellie saying Romero is back. That's so vital. Absolutely. That is as good as a signing right now, isn't it? Go the Juve lads. Yeah, a bit of back up there from Celery Agent. Absolutely. Got to hope that they do well. I mean, let's have a bit of things going right for a change. Play with passion for Spurs now. Absolutely. Just want to see right the way through the team. Chase in, I'm happy with we got tall players. We do seem to be struggling aerially far too often. Although some of it's weird. It's like players just don't go for it. I've noticed that. I think it was against Morecambe when they scored with a tap in from a cross, and they were like on the 6-yard line. And how it can get to somebody's feet there unchallenged was just baffling.
And it's against Morecambe.
That was it. That was it. I mean, mighty Morecambe, and they get a tap-in goal like that. Out of Akron saying Levy has done such an amazing job at lowering our expectations that 4 players out and only 2 in is being seen as a definite positive by some. Somebody calculated that Levy's net spend is minimal. Yeah, it's true. It does fit with everything Levy does. I mean,
I do think we shouldn't be overly negative, though. I do think making yourself overly negative is a bit poisonous for the brain. I mean, we're not saying it's a positive, but what we're saying is we're finally starting to see a mould of a team being built under this manager. So that is something to be positive about. But the fact we can't say that we're not like jumping off the thing saying that Conte's a god, this, that, and the other. And you have to see we're starting to see the ball rolling again. So we can't be overly negative. If we're
it's certainly not overwhelming, though, is it? It's just,
It's underwhelming, but you're starting to see positives.
Yeah. I'll go with that. But it, as Akron says, it does also tie in very much with what Levy's done over the years, doesn't it?
Yeah, but
cut the costs. I mean, well, I suppose it's a sensible way in some cases, but if it's usually it seems to be at the detriment to the team. But let's hope it's not in this case. Shay saying, does Makande count as a player out? Not really, because he was a
youth player.
Youth player.
Still £500,000 in.
Well, financially,
only £500,000.
Yeah, but now he's gone to Blackburn and he's out for the rest of the season.
But
Unfortunate
Blackburn will.
for the lad.
That's the difference. You see, when Chelsea sell their youth players, right, they get 5-10 million. When we sell our youth players, we get $500,000. That's the gulf that we have, right? So I don't.
They do also hoard talent, which is why they can get those players out there hoarding unbelievable talent, which really should be looked at by the fact that the FA and UEFA, because what they're doing with youth players is killing football by hoarding all these young players.
That's their business plan, right?
Plus, of course, they're reigning champions of Europe, so
they've been punished for it, right?
They've been punished for it before, but they still do it.
Yeah,
it's a slap on the wrist most of the time. They're still hoarding talent.
Big up to them.
Ryan McFarlane, morning, mate. Good of you to join us.
Ryan.
Carl Simpson saying, I'm happy that we've had a team that work hard for each other and give everyone everything for the badge. Only time will tell whether we didn't bring enough players in. That's true enough, mate. There really is. I mean, if we sort of comfortably secure top 4 at the end of the season, we'll have salvaged something out of it, because earlier on in the season when we had Nuno in charge, it was looking bleak. It seems a long time ago already, doesn't it?
It wasn't that good, Cooper. It wasn't looking that good.
Wasn't that?
No, remember when the season started, right? I always went into every watch along, every show I did being positive, and somehow or another Nuno drained that out of me.
Yeah.
Right. So now with Conte, I'm going to start again being positive. If I'm on any of my watch alongs and it shows, I'll start with a positive note, give the positive energy out. Right. That's what we have to do as the fan base. We have to give the team manager, and maybe Paratici. Positive vibes, but not Levy, right? It's still Levy out.
Was it the start of, was it Dante's Inferno or Dante's Labyrinth or something like that, with a sign saying "Abandon hope, all ye who enter"?
Yeah.
I just thinking that was under Nuno, wasn't it? John Fitzpatrick, Conte doesn't muck about. Getting the deadwood out of the door was massive in Conte. I trust. Yeah, seems to be the way. Seems the way. I'm starting to warm up to Mr. Paratici, to be honest, because I had my doubts, but getting all that lot out in one window, that's an achievement.
Yep.
It is an achievement.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think that had a lot to do with Conte, you know. That's how I feel. Because when during the summer window, nothing happened.
I think, if you get a manager that's basically not a yes man, you're going to have to do something to keep him happy, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's why you need Paratici and Conte, because if there's a triangle of them three, Conte, Paratici, and Levy, 2 always beats 1. If it's just 1 and 1, it's always a stalemate. But when it's 2 versus 1, the 1 cannot start dilly-dallying. The 2 are going to usurp you.
And don't forget, we need Brian Daigle out of the Hotspur way.
We need him there as well, and make sure you send him for a coffee so he's warm.
This is an interesting one as well. Carl Simpson pointed out, if the rumours were true yesterday, I think we missed out on Carrasco. He would have been brilliant. Very good player, that's for sure.
But this is a typical Levy thing, where he's got 60 million release clause and we're offering him 50 million. It's typical Levy. See what the price is. Dilly-dally for the entire window, offer 10 million less.
No, what do you mean by 60 million offering 50? Most probably Levy's offering 30.
Yes, could be with add-ons to make it up to 50. Yeah. That sounds about right. Mark, you still with us, or are you off for the moment?
No, I'm still here.
All right, fair enough. What did you make of the Carrasco rumour? The very attacking-minded right wing back, isn't he? Was he right?
Is he up?
He's a right winger, but he can play right wing back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's what Eugene said. It's typical Levy.
Yeah.
10 million.
Yeah. If even off the 30, it could be even less.
Yeah. Lose out over a couple of quid and a packet of crisps. That's it. Gone.
Jay saying we addressed the problems we had to reach a possible top 4. It remains to be seen. But let's hope so. Definitely feeling more hopeful than I was a couple of weeks ago. That's for sure.
I mean, with the whole top 4 thing, you don't know until we've hit top 4, until we've played every single game. It's like what Danny Blanchflower, an interview from the 60s with Danny Blanchflower, and someone asked him, "Do you think Tottenham can win this game?" Well, he said, "Well, we're going to play the game and see what happens." And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to play the season. If we finish in the top 4, we finish in the top 4. If we don't finish in the top 4, we don't finish in the top 4. But there's still one thing: Levy out.
Exactly.
So let's play the season and see where it goes.
Moondog saying a very good morning to you all. Morning, Moondog. Glad you joined us again, mate. Celery Agent, don't forget to like the stream for the lads. Thank you, mate. Yeah. John Fitzpatrick, keeping Kane, Son, and Romero fit for the run-in, and we have a chance. Yeah, I'll have to agree with that. Key players, all of them, and Hugo. If Hugo gets injured, we're in for a rough ride. Yeah,
I can't stand Golini.
No, neither can I.
I was really hopeful to have Golini in, but he's useless, isn't he? He was a top goalkeeper 3 years ago. I don't know what's happened to him.
He joined up with Dele Alli, I think.
Yeah, probably. Maybe those 3 going out the door makes him an unbelievable footballer.
Yeah,
hopefully.
The only positive point with Golini, I think, is we might not have to pay off his entire contract if he did sign for us full time, because
he won't.
He'll retire with lower back injury, won't he, from picking the ball out of the net.
He's not staying in next year. He's out the door.
He surely can't be.
Yeah.
He surely can't be. I mean, he's failed in the Premiership before.
Yeah.
Ellie saying, I think our narrative from here on in is to work as a team. As when you work as a team, you can achieve so much more. Just look at Man City when they and teams down the line historically all work like dogs.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Ellie. If you're not all pulling together and working your socks off, makes it so much harder. You have to have really elite players to be able to get away with that sort of nonsense.
Well, we used to do that.
What, not work? Or
No, work.
yeah,
With
yeah,
the games that you
absolutely,
do.
yeah.
We also used to not work.
I remember even when it was like Harry Redknapp in charge, you see some of those Champions League games, and our midfield, we were over them like a pack of mad dogs. It was hounding down people constantly. It was fantastic to watch. Some more of that again. Well, Pochettino, definitely. We did that for a long time. William Kelly, Ellie, exactly, says. Yeah, absolutely agree. We're all agreeing with Ellie there. Out of Akron's saying, do we think Levy is probably already working on excuses as to why we can't spend in the summer?
Well, his excuse is to spend money. If he don't spend money in the summer, not only is he going to be looking for a new manager, he's going to be looking for a new place to live, because there's going to be people outside his house day and night because he's allowed the best manager since Bill Nicholson to go. So if this manager does not work, he is gone. That is the last straw. He will never own the football club. He will be forced out like Alan Sugar was.
Well, if he's gone, well, it depends. If he's backed and something goes wrong and he's gone, that's a different story. But I mean, then again, it's all subjective, isn't it? What is backing? It depends what they want, really, doesn't it? Right, John Fitzpatrick saying Botman and Lamptey would be great in the summer. Royal must go up a level if he's playing in a winning team. I agree totally. Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan of Royal so far. I just can't see him developing either. I prefer if he was really good attacking and he was a bit weak defensively, because that's so much easier to teach a player to defend.
Can't cross a ball.
Yeah, it's strange.
I said last night, I think he's actually would be better as a centre back. I think he'd be a better centre back than Tanganga. He's actually quite a good defender. Amazingly,
could be. But John saying spot on, Ben.
It's about time someone thinks I'm right.
It's a sympathy vote, mate.
Yeah, sympathy vote. I'll take it.
We'll take it, yeah. I knew you'd say that. Ryan McFarlane said, let's hope he stays to see the mould complete. Conte, I'm assuming you mean, yeah, definitely. Salary agent saying, hope Conte waves his magic wand on Emerson. You can't question the guy's commitment. Yeah, I don't know. I used to be sort of the verdicts, the jury's still out on Emerson, but I've gone to, I just don't think he's going to make it. But you never know. He might be able to turn things around. Stephen Cartwright, don't underestimate how important it was to get the toxicity out of the club. Absolutely right, mate. Yep. I couldn't agree more. Like I said earlier, I think it's the equivalent of getting another player. It's a lift to everybody. Jay saying it was positive window, I feel as well. Yeah, cheers, mate. I'm going with that as well. Could have been brilliant, but it's good. I think it's just okay. It's good. Hang on. That's Andrew Bailey. Morning, mate. Morning, gents. I'm a little bit on the mend. Been out for a walk this morning. Good for you, mate. Get back into some routines. Bit of exercise always good for you, mate. Clears the mind as well as energizing the body as well. John Fitzpatrick, celery agent, Royal couldn't ask for a better coach to work with. Sorry, I just got to take a phone call a minute, Ben. Do you want to carry on for a second?
Yeah, I can read the comments. I can't bring them up on the screen, but I can read them. So, yeah. Right Heart Lane is saying, morning, guys. Morning, Right Heart Lane. It's great to see you as always. Emerson, Ellie is saying Emerson need to just be a right back and Bergie can be our right wing back. I disagree with that, Ellie. Bergwijn's going to be our second striker. Then Kulu can slot in if Kane or Sonny get injured, as they can play as well up top. Bergwijn's going to be a second striker for us. Yeah. So, if I've been saying it, if Doherty plays like he played against Leicester, he's a player because he played well against Leicester. But the problem is he's only played one game in like 2 years. So who knows what Conte can do out of that?
That's true.
Celery saying he's all we got, so let's hope so, John. Yep. Che Gilbert is saying Emerson young enough to improve in right wing back, but he looks more like a right back or a right centre back. I agree, Che. That's what I was saying before. John Fitzpatrick, my man, is saying Celery, I've been watching Emerson for over a year. We signed we signed for us. He is a good player. He just needs to settle in England. Everyone forgets the EPL is the fastest league in the world. Completely agree with that. And don't forget, Conte wanted him at Inter for his replacement for Hakimi. So Conte wanted him as well. So let's give him a bit of time. William Kelly is saying Levy is scared shitless for Conte, as he should be. I'm scared of the man. Carl Simpson is saying, look at the teams around us. United, West Ham and Arsenal fans are all fuming. We are in a lot better position. The jury's still out on that. Is whether we perform for the rest of the season. If we keep our players fit, we'll do very well. But we're not fuming, unlike them lot. They have been diabolical, all of them lot. John Fitzpatrick is saying, win the FA Cup and Conte is a god. So I wouldn't call him a god, but I'd happily have an FA Cup win. I'd love to see us win one of those.
True.
Steady agent, the guy's a machine gun. He runs all game and gives us all, which is what I really like about the guy. Steady agent, and he doesn't live on McDonald's. That's good enough for me. Che Gilbert is saying, has Galini played enough games to really show what his potential is? Yes, he has, and he can't catch a cold.
Yeah, that's true. The statue.
Yeah, awful. It's a shame, really. Carl Simpson saying, Lacazette and Nketiah, 3 goals between them all season. We have Kane back in form and Son, who is a break to get back to full fitness, and Kulu is creative and put a cross on a dead ball. Yeah, I mean, them lot down the road. I mean, their goals mostly come from midfield players like Saka and Smith Rowe. They've got goals in their team. You can't underestimate Arsenal. They've got some good young players in. I don't want to say that name ever again. Ellie is saying, spot on William, he shats his pants. He probably did. Che Gilbert is saying Matt Doherty needs a run of games. He showed a few sparks, but not good enough to start a fire. Maybe. If Conte can get a tune out of him, he might be a player for us. But
that's true.
The jury's out. But so what do you? Kuva's back. He can start.
Sorry. Yep.
We've gone through all the comments.
Yeah, we've gone through all the comments.
Go through the comments, right? Okay.
We've gone through them. We've gone
all of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
I just can't bring them up on the screen.
Okay, no problem. I'll just leave that as the last one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, fantastic. Too efficient. I must go more often. Okay. Otherwise, what is there to talk about? Is that the transfer window dealt with at the moment? Pretty much going around in circles. Otherwise, aren't we?
Yeah.
Who have we got coming up as the next game?
Is it Brighton?
FA Cup.
Brighton soon, haven't we?
Yeah, FA Cup, isn't it?
Yeah.
Should be
at home, right?
Yeah. So yeah, on the 5th. Yeah. So it's this Saturday, isn't it?
Yep.
Home game, Brighton. What's the thoughts on that?
At home, right?
Yeah.
We got to win the FA Cup.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's start off with Mark then. How do you feel on the Brighton game?
They're a tough side, aren't they? I mean, they give Chelsea a good game where we didn't. Well, they give them 2 good games. They got 2 draws.
Yep.
It's more than we did. But please, just 1 year, let us win the FA Cup. Just once, please. Please.
Would be nice. I mean, Brighton seem to have tightened up defensively a lot this season. They're not scoring as many goals as they were, but they seem to be a lot more solid and difficult.
Yeah, it'll be a tough game. It'll be a tough game.
I think so as well. Eugene, how do you feel? Brighton, home FA Cup. Should we be winning this trophy this season?
I won't look that far winning the trophy at the moment, right? But against Brighton is no pushover. But we are at home, so Conte has always got good results from the home games. But of course, let's see what happens, whether Kulu will start to play. But I think Benta won't be available because he'll be just back from his international duties.
Yeah.
Or the players is Kulu on international duty. We do not know that, right? But somehow or another, I got this deep down feeling inside that Conte is like giving up the cups so he can focus on the top 4. So don't be surprised, right? We put out a very weird team out there against Brighton, right? Or we might go out a very strong team. So if he puts out a very strong team, that means maybe we're going for it. But don't forget, along the way, sooner or later, we will sure have to meet one of the big 4. Actually, now we can call them big 3, right? Big 3, right? So, and of course, our competitors are for fighting for top 4. So the FA Cup game, 1 game at a time. Let's see what happens. You know, we've been on a break for about 2 weeks, right? So Conte will have a lot of time with the players, right? And maybe he might bring in some youth players to boost our squad, right? Just in case, like what we've been talking about, we have not actually covered positions that we need to cover. Maybe he has seen some of the youth players that he can bring in to cover those positions, right? But every time we go to our second squad, our team B, right? We've never done well. So let's see how it goes there, right? But like a Spurs fan, I want a trophy too, right? But what Conte has in plan, we do not know. We'll wait and see. But I do feel that we should be able to take Brighton. We should be able to take Brighton.
At home. At home.
Yeah, at home. We're at home.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah.
Ben, what's the feeling on Brighton game, mate?
Well, I think we'll see Kulusevski start the game because we've got to get him in the team, in my opinion. We've got to get him some minutes in the Tottenham shirt, especially for the lift for the crowd will be a massive thing. Even if you give him 45 minutes at the start of the game to show the crowd what he's got. But we should be able to beat Brighton. I think Brighton will not prioritise this game. They're still going to be wanting to get themselves up the league just in case. I still don't know if they've got 40 points yet in the Premier League.
No, surely not yet.
But I think Brighton are still going to want to look at staying in the Premier League. I think they're doing okay at the moment, and I think safety is basically bang on for them this year because they're a decent team.
Brighton are on 30 points at the moment, so
so they're going to want to prioritise the Premier League at this moment in time. So I think this will be a win for us. Depends how well we play it, and it'll be good to see if he's going to employ a new system with the new players we've got coming in.
Absolutely. I'm kind of feeling quite confident on this one as well. Yeah. Same reason as you, Ben. I think Brighton might just be concentrating a little bit more on securing that league position because while they're down on 30 points, they'll be all too well aware that you go on a bad run, you're suddenly sucked into relegation. And they don't score a lot anyway, so I think they'll stay compact, but they won't offer too much threat to us. So it should help us, home crowd, constantly bombarding them, just waiting for the breakthrough. Perhaps it's prime for Kulusevski to show us a bit of class there and get the win. Something to do with him on the winner, that would be good. Can't see it being a lot of goals though.
And it's an evening game under the lights as well. So if the players
is it on TV? Is it on TV?
It's an 8:00 kickoff. It should be.
I think so.
Late kickoff.
BBC One.
Let me check for you, but let's have a look. Probably should be BBC. BBC or BT.
ITV, that they have some. Do they have cup games?
No, they don't have cup games anymore, unfortunately.
Good comment from Carl here about Arsenal. They're saying they're only one major injury or red card away from not having anyone to come in. Let's hope so. Several major injuries and several red cards, please. That'd just be funny.
One thing about
just relegate them.
Postponement, right? Get 4 COVID positive and you can postpone a game again.
Just one thing about them. Aubameyang left to go to Barcelona. Yeah. So does that mean they tore his contract now? Did they tear it up, or did they
just let him go on a free?
Yeah,
they just let him go on a free. Yeah,
so they cancelled his contract.
Basically, in a way, but they just let him go on a free.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, it just means they don't have to pay his wages anymore, which is a pity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because I would have liked to have seen him on that bench and run out right to the very end of that contract.
Ozil's replacement.
Exactly. We could have donated them a bench for their players that they're not playing and paying the wages for. That would have been nice. As a gift as caring Spurs fans, I would have gone for that. Yeah. Adam Clark, morning, mate. Brighton should be a good game. I don't know if it's going to be a classic. I think it's going to be quite a tough game. It's going to be very hard to create chances against them. They're really compact and organised now. But as Ben said, if they're playing a weakened team, worried about the league, then that could open things up. Be interesting to see how it plays out. But I like the idea of both Kulu and Bentancur making their debuts at some point, even if they're coming on as subs. That could be a good one. Jay saying should see Kulu and Bentancur debut. Oh, there we go. Exactly the point. Yeah, I think perhaps we might do. I mean, why would we buy them if we're not going to throw them into games? Like they must be dying for a bit of first team action.
Isn't Bentancur still in South
Uruguay.
America
Uruguay.
somewhere?
Yeah, it would be.
Yep.
When does internationals end? Are they playing again?
Good question.
Yeah, I think there's another game on tomorrow or today. I think that's the last cycle of the games.
Might be
That was
a bit early for him then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe. Let's have a look. I can't-
Adam Clark saying, I don't think we're going to win it this year, Mark. Hope I'm proved wrong with the FA Cup. Yeah, it's a bit of a long shot. It's too. You'd assume we're going to meet some of the big guns along the way. So
yeah.
it could prove difficult. I wouldn't
Imagine we get Chelsea again. Oh,
Oh no.
You know
No.
what? I'd prefer City or Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we get that lot again, it's hibernation time.
Yeah, I'll just the sheer thought of losing to them 5 times
Again.
in a season.
Oh dear. Oh, Kuva, that hurts, right?
Yeah, it does.
Just imagine next season you could have the prospect of 6.
Oh,
So
dear.
Uruguay are playing
7
tonight.
because you could do it in the group stages as well, the Champions League, or you could get through. You could do it 8 times. It's possible.
Uruguay is at 8. Playing tonight at 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a 4
11
a.m.
p.m. UK time
Oh, 11 p.m.
for the UK folk
Okay.
for the Uruguay
Wow.
game.
There's 7 a.m. my time.
Shay saying off the bench maybe with the players. Yeah,
Yeah, he should be back in time. If he gets on the plane home tomorrow morning, he'll be back in time, I think.
Yeah.
But don't forget,
Yeah,
when he lands, he has to take his medical.
Yeah.
He has to go to the visa issues. I know. Let's see how that
Didn't he do his
absolutely
medical?
no time to integrate with the team at all. That's the bit that makes me think.
Even if he gets on the bench, though, just to
Oh, I mean the medical for the COVID protocols and all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
the PCR. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chase saying 2-week break, got to be a strong team. You'd imagine so, wouldn't you? Even if it's just to get a bit of match sharpness back for the first team, and we're not
Especially for the
really
English
prioritising
lads,
the
because the English lads hasn't played for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No, I would like to see Son.
Yeah.
He needs games. That's all I think.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
William Kelly's also saying no FA Cup this year, unfortunately. Wow.
Why have you all got to be so negative?
The
Treble's still on. The treble's on.
That's right. Reinstated to the Conference Cup. We're taking that too.
Ooh, Stephen Cartwright is saying it's on ITV4. Interesting.
2023 will be our year, says William Kelly.
I say that every year.
Next year we'll be millionaires.
Yes.
Nowadays, you need to be billionaires.
Ellie's saying we have to be at our best to beat Brighton, as they're a very good side. Their passing is better than ours. We've put them off their rhythm and pressed them. Their finishing is their big weakness. Yeah, it does seem to be that way. They're a lot stronger. They're a lot harder to beat this season, but it has stopped them creating so many chances. Bit of a trade-off, but it seems to be doing them quite well.
Have we played them in the league yet?
I don't think we have we?
It was postponed, right?
Yeah, I think it was just
Yeah,
one
it
of those.
was.
Was that one of the? It was one of the COVID games, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Was that-
was.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting.
And they put up a good fight against the likes of Chelsea, as discussed earlier. Ellie saying yes, it's on TV, guys.
ITV4 at 7:15. It's kick off at 8 o'clock.
All right, fair enough. That's good. That's good. Adam saying Arsenal will have one player with a bruised toe, and they'll want to call the game off, and it'll probably get called off.
Yeah.
Relegate them.
Oh, that'd be nice. Well, would it? No, I kind of like the North London derby, though.
No, I want them relegated. I never want to see them ever again.
I want the comedy of watching them relegated, but I don't, what kind of it? Yeah, relegated and then draw them in both domestic cups and beat them both times. That'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Right Heart Lane, morning, mate. Has anyone seen the documentary on Amazon called Sensational?
Yes.
Yeah, I have.
Brilliant.
Yes.
It's
I haven't watched it yet.
very, very good. Yeah. Chigo, yes, Sonny, a class guy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And his dad. We got a lot of love for his dad after watching that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Ellie saying the best season will be finish top 4, win the FA Cup, and Arsenal don't qualify for European football. Absolutely.
We don't really want Arsenal qualifying for the Conference League because that's been really good for them this year. They haven't been playing European games. So maybe we want them to be doing some flights to Belarus and
It's true.
Really far flights.
Mm-hmm. And Almaty or something.
Yeah.
And it's more of be licking their lips at sort of doing a North London double or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, ITV4 says Stephen, and Ellie said, if we play Chelsea again, lads, I want to be in the final and we beat them for a third time in a major final. Now that would be heaven.
Yeah.
That really would really would make up for a few things. And Adam saying Arsenal relegated, make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen.
Yeah, I'm convinced now. So when I suddenly thought of the fact we could still play them in the cups and have our North London derby, that'll be fine. Knock them out of both of those, and they're in the lower division. Yes,
they might even get liquidated. Imagine a world without Arsenal. It'd be wonderful. The sun would shine.
I'd sooner see Chelsea, West Ham gone first, to be honest.
The sun would shine. It'll be peaceful. The birds will be tweeting.
Don't you like to have the rivalry, though? I love it.
Yeah,
whole build up to the North London derby. Absolutely love it.
Especially now that they're at our level. Back in the 90s when they were a lot better than us, it wasn't enjoyable.
Yeah.
That's true.
Everyone was better than us in the 90s, weren't they? It was shocking.
That's true too.
Like Blackburn. Yeah. Willie Kelly said, please let Arsenal get the Conference League spot. That would be pure magic. It would. It really would. And Right Heart Lane saying, I've got a question for Eugene. Did you support Tottenham before Son's move to the club? Oh, that was a good one.
My history with Tottenham. Okay, guys, it's very simple. When I was 7, I moved over to London because my dad was reading law. Right, I stayed at Nansen Village for about 3 years, and that's when it started. When you go to school, right, there'll be the divide there during primary school, right? The Tottenham boys and the Arsenal boys, and I more or less swayed towards the Tottenham side, right? So after when my dad came back, when I was about 10, 11, 12, right? Those were the years when we won the cups, the 82, 81, right, and 84. So that's when my heart was stolen, and it's been stolen since now. I'm a 40-year fan of Tottenham, but I've been very quiet in Asia. But we get what we get. I still remember the 1991 FA Cup, right? Yeah, and then in Asia we get them in just one game a year live, and that's the FA Cup.
Yeah,
we don't get we don't even get the Division 1 at the time, right? You only get the FA Cup live, and you watch it on this colored TV with the dots. Not like nowadays you get your 8K HD kind of TVs, right? And you'd be shouting and shouting. Yeah, that's how it happened. And of course, as years went by, being taken over by ENIC and all that, they just keep breaking my heart and my wallet, right? Being Asian and Chinese, right? You put a lot of puns on them, and my wallet too. So I gone to a stage where I'm very zen about it. Right, so I started the plan. My biggest hope is that I want to own Tottenham and try to get Levy out.
We'll need quite the GoFundMe page for that.
Yeah.
But being Tottenham fan for 40 years, that's why I said I don't get angry anymore. Right, I get constructive. That's all.
That's the way to go. Constructive is the way to go.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't even think I'm constructive anymore. I'm just sort of beaten into submission almost.
I've been beyond that point. So yeah.
I think we've got to have the spectrum of Tottenham fans. We've got to have Eugene as Zen. Then we've got to have Kuva on the other side as beaten. Then we've got to have Rez that's always cynical, and we've got to have Brian that's angry. Then you got to have the spectrum of Tottenham fans. It's just brilliant.
Hold on, Ben. You haven't been on Spursvision TV. It always happens that way.
True. True.
Kuva's been on, right?
Oh yeah.
You've been on with Daigle, with Rez. Yeah, we always there, right? We do the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. We moan and we and then they just said, right, let's have a plan. right? Be zen. Let's have a plan. Don't get angry, right? When you're angry, you don't have a plan, right? You just show anger, right? So we do have a plan.
My plan is always to be angry.
Yeah.
And it helps.
Yeah.
But anyway,
It
yeah.
does.
So at end of the day, Right Hart Lane. There's your answer. Eugene's been a long suffering Spurs fan.
Yep.
Certainly remembers the days when we were great.
Of course we do.
So it's been a while, hasn't it, mate?
Yeah. And I love the days when we used to have Berbatov, right? We're called the strikers that we used to have. No, we
Keane.
used to have
Berbatov, Keane,
Defoe. Yeah, these three strikers. And nowadays we just have Kane. And
Yeah.
Kane has been there for 5 years. One Kane. That's
Yes.
all. And that's so sad.
Yeah.
So it also shows how phenomenal he's been as well. Because people
that's
don't want
why.
to come in to be an understudy, and that's what they'll be.
But that's
some
the problem
of the
with
big
club,
names
yeah.
that turned us down because they didn't fancy being second fiddle to Harry Kane is quite funny at times, but it's handicapped us as well.
No, that's why sometimes I wonder, right? Levy always does all this kind of go for the youth, for the future kind of thing. Why didn't he just go out and pick up some 18-year-old striker which has the future of being a great player, but just put him under Kane, just play him around there.
You mean like Troy Park? You mean like Troy
dear.
Park?
No, but every
well.
yeah, no, that's why every young striker that we bring in, right, can't even make the first team, and that's so sad.
Yeah,
that's so sad. Right.
I suppose you could argue now's the time to do it with Conte in charge.
Yeah, or you can get a player like Cavani, right, an older player, right, who's a striker like we had Llorente at the period of time when we were going for the Champions League final, right? So why couldn't we do that? So somehow or another, I don't know, we never get players we never get two players in a position, two decent players in one position, right?
We shouldn't have got rid of Llorente. Llorente was a good player for us. He pulled out big moments in big games.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, big.
Wasn't the most mobile, but he was a great target man. That's what we needed.
He was a tall boy, yeah, at the time, and we get corners, right? We get people to hit the ball properly.
Yeah, and I would have loved to have had a oh God, I've forgotten his name now. At Manchester United, you just mentioned him a minute ago. Cavani, yes.
Cavani, yeah.
Would have loved to have had a Cavani or an Ibrahimovic come in even though they're aging players. What a wealth of experience they'd bring to the squad, and all the players training around them, the professionalism, the talent, the focus.
The level goes up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Standard.
When he's surrounded with those sorts of players, it does improve your game, definitely. So we've missed out on not doing that for so long. Could argue, I suppose, that Harry Kane is now that player that others will be learning off. Same with Sonny as well. Anyway, about the whole Asian point on the Spurs following, though, it's a phenomenon with Sonny, isn't it? With it's absolutely exploded Korea. Somebody was mentioning it was a ridiculous percentage of Koreans are following Spurs now. It was a really high percentage.
40 to 60%
of a country. It's just mad. Just shows how much of an icon he is.
We need to get some more Korean players.
I mean, how can you not love the bloke anyway? He's just awesome. I love absolutely. Is there a better
humble, loyal?
That's why we need more. They've got the ethic, they've got the work ethic, they've got the skill, they've got the talent, and they want to work hard for the team. They understand how working as a team makes you better.
Yeah. And is there a better sight than Sonny scoring a goal and then wheeling away, beaming with a smile?
Yeah.
It's just awesome. Makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah. Eugene, I thought you were right to say something then, or?
Oh no, I'm just saying. Okay. I just really hope, right? The Sonny and Kane. I think there's something there that's not right now, and I hope they settled it. Right, that's how I feel at the moment. Yeah, there's some kind of something missing there.
Yeah, does seem a little bit something, doesn't there?
Yeah.
Could be numerous reasons for it, but who knows? Who knows? Darren saying, but then we don't experience the joy of kicking their butts. Oh, it's about Arsenal going down. Yeah. I said solved. We'll play them in the cup then.
Mm-hmm.
John Fitzpatrick, Right Hart Lane. I can tell you, he's been a Spurs fan since the 70s. Talking about Eugene, of course, definitely. That's mad, says Right Heart Lane. Just some of the things we've been talking about.
It's a brilliant story.
Eugene's a legend. Absolutely. Carl agreeing. Spurs, if you haven't been to Spurswasian TV, give it a mark it on your list. It's definitely one of the channels I love going to there. So there's a really nice, friendly, laid-back atmosphere. Good bit of banter going on. It's just a chilled sort of channel. One of the ones I always go to. There's a few like that. Mari's as well. I absolutely love that place too. Tottenham on tour. That's the sort of the high for getting in on the little bit more upbeat in a lot of ways, because you've got the likes of Brian Daigle on there and the gang there. But it's horses for courses, different channels for everybody. But Spurswasian, there you go. It's always big up the channel. I've always loved the place. Eugene is OG. Absolutely. There go. A lot of love for Eugene. Know that. Carl Simpson. It's been a long time, but when it turns our way and we start winning things, it'll be so fast. It's sweet. Those days are coming. Let's hope so, mate. All hinges on keeping Conte, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. That's true.
Akron saying were we able to send Steve Hitchin out on loan, a permanent one, hopefully. Still, nobody really knows what his role is, do they? That's the weird thing.
I know his role. Right. He's Levy's crony. That's all.
Yeah.
That's it. That was my theory too. He's Smithers to Mr. Burns.
Yeah. Oh, don't go there.
Just a complete yes man. It must be. Levy's just got to like having him around. That's all. Nothing else makes sense. Ellie saying, Eugene, you ever will rival Leicester's Asian persuasion, and my vote will go for you as our next chairman. Funds to Spurswasian TV to soar, please. Absolutely. Let's get Eugene in. Levy out, Eugene in.
You don't even need the in, you just need to write Eugene.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Eugene.
Hashtag Eugene.
This writes itself. Cole Simpson, we should be bringing in Kim Min Jae.
Monster.
Hear an awful lot about him. Who is it that's always talking about him on David's channel? It's Dark Sun G, isn't it?
Oh, Dark Sun G, yeah.
He's always bigging him up, and the amount of players that bloke knows, you've got to start taking that one seriously, I think.
Yeah, but have you noticed what Wolves have brought in a couple of Korean players in this transfer?
That's right. They seem to be doing quite well.
It's because I mean, they want to build up the Asian market as well, because they've got Chinese owners now, Wolves, so that's why they want to build up the Asian market as well.
Okay, that's interesting.
That's why Tottenham need to be putting a lot of money into Sonny's dad's training camp, because we need to start getting a lot of these Korean prospects, because there are a few of them.
Well, the standard of Asian football has increased many-fold over the last few decades. I mean, remember some of the earlier World Cups, you get the likes of South Korea might pop up and they'll have a little run and then fade away again and then pop back again. And now Japan started coming into it. China's obviously booming with both on and off the field. The money's coming in from there.
That's why I couldn't understand why Levy didn't get Tomiyasu and he got Royale. If you brought in Tomiyasu, the market in Japan, it's 10 times bigger than Korea, to tell the truth. The market there is huge. Yeah. But it is what it is, right? For 3 months we've been asking where's Tomiyasu. Now we know where he is.
True.
Yeah.
Ellie saying Sonny is a winner, and Conte will bring more winners to get our much loved superstars some trophies, because the lad deserves that. His loyalty is dying in the game, so let's big up our Sonny. Absolutely, love the bloke. Really great. I think him, Hugo, in particular, I'd just love to see them getting trophies, just because they could have walked away easily from this club and they've stuck with us.
But the thing is that, like Sonny has won the Asian Cup, he's won the Asian Cup and
Olympics,
the Olympics, right, and all that. So he's got his medals. So like Hugo has won the World Cup 2 times, if I'm not mistaken.
One time.
Was it one time? One time. Okay,
Yeah.
one time.
I mean, they can go for it this year as well.
Yeah.
Because it is World Cup year this
Oh,
year.
and he's won the European Championship, right? If I'm not mistaken, France. Hugo.
No, it wasn't. It was second.
It wasn't? Oh,
No,
it was
didn't
second.
win
Right.
it. Who won that year? It was.
Sure. Oh, wait a minute. When did Greece have
Germany,
that
wasn't it? No.
When did Greece have that little?
That was
That was
far, further
2004.
back.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, very far back.
No, Portugal won it.
Portugal, that's it.
Ah, yes, against Portugal. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the birth of the Ronaldo meme.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. He was suspended for that one, wasn't he?
No, he got injured. He got injured in the 10th minute of the game. He got taken out by it was the West Ham player. What was his name? The former West Ham player. Left winger.
Oh, Arnautovic.
No, not him. He's Russian.
Yeah, it's got to be a French bloke.
Oh my!
Yeah, it's got to be a French bloke.
Probably would be French, wouldn't he?
Payet, that's the one.
Payet.
Yeah, Dimitri.
Well, he sounds Russian.
He does
Payet,
actually.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Payet took him out in like the 10th minute. He like two-footed tackled him or something.
Yeah.
Carl Simpson saying, "I think you got to give it to Hitchin. I've never seen someone hang on to a job so well." Yeah.
That price I give it. That price I give it to Levy. He's hanged on to his job very well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Well, it helps to be self-employed like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
John Fitzpatrick, Sonny's a legend. He gets on my all-time Spurs 11 for sure. Yeah, he's right at that. Can't argue with anything about that.
Mark.
Sonny is all class, says Celery Agent, and Payet says, yeah. And Carl.
Yep,
right, we kind of summed up things. We'll have a little look at Brighton. We've gone through the transfer window. I kind of think we're running out of things for this morning, so I wonder if we should just knock it on the head while we're...
Probably should, yeah.
Otherwise we just end up bumbling away through talking about rubbish again.
Yeah.
And
that's what normally happens.
Favourite sweets from the 1980s. We'll do that on
Betty or Wilma.
Betty or Wilma, that's right.
Betty.
Why do you have Betty on your icon?
Because he's a big fan of Betty Rubble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which would you prefer? I mean, Wilma Flintstone or Betty Rubble? It's a serious question, Eugene. I mean,
neither.
Okay, like that is it. All right, Carl. So the Hitchin learning from the master Levy, then Great Apprentice, says Carl. Yeah. And Chris saying Lloris won the World Cup and UEFA Nations League Cup for France.
Ah, yes, the Nation League.
Yeah. So there we go. Okay, right. Well, in that case, we're going to leave it there. And thank you once again to all guests joining us. Ben, where can we find you this afternoon? I believe you're in your coffee shop.
Yep, we should be streaming at 2:30 on the Coffee Company. I don't know if you've got the link here, but I can share the link with you just so if people want to find the Coffee Company. Let's get the link. But you can find me on the Coffee Company.
There we go.
For some coffee chat. We've just got up to 65 subscribers, amazingly. So thank you everyone to subscribing to my channel.
Coffee Company.
Half of them are Mr. K.
Yeah, half of them are Mr. K.
Coffee Company.
That's me. Where we're going to have a coffee chat. I'm just about to roast some coffee for my customers next door. And it should just be a good chat of reflecting on a busy day yesterday and getting over the stress of this week. So it's going to be fun.
Fair enough. Mark, I know you don't have a channel, Mark, but where do people usually find you otherwise if you're not here?
In the pub.
Perhaps you want to big up the pub, mate.
I love that in joke. Where can you find you, Mark? In the pub.
No, we haven't signed anyone yet, mate.
No. That's gone now. That's gone now till the summer.
Yeah, fair enough. Eugene, of course, we talked about your channel already. But who can we find you on the channel with? How about a little big up for your co-hosts for a start?
Oh, we've of course with Jamie, right? He's from he's a Spurs fan too. From born and bred in London, but he's in Manila now, right? So my co-host Jamie and I, we do Persuasion TV. But of course, this coming Thursday, actually my midweek show is usually on Wednesday, but because, the Lunar New Year with celebrations and all that, I'm just pushing it back to one more day on Thursday. Thursday, I think we'll be doing a show around 12:30 GMT or 12 GMT. I haven't confirmed the time yet. Trying to bring on some Australian guests, so doing a bit earlier. So let's see how we go from there to get the feel of the Australian Spurs fans. How do they feel about, what happened during the transfer window, right? All right. And don't forget, like and subscribe to Tottenham Tantrum Gold. I mean, I love this channel. Like, it brings me back where, sometimes I just feel that ache in your heart when you see that trophy and that goal goes in. And like I've been saying all this time, that 1921 FA Cup final was brilliant. Oh, that was really brilliant. Yeah. But guys, don't forget, hit the like, subscribe on TTG, right? And if you have time, just drop by Persuasion, do the same thing, right? We're all family.
Absolutely. We even had in footage of the 1901 FA Cup final. All 7 seconds of it we had.
7 seconds, yeah. And of course, don't forget, big up to Duck Jive One.
Doug Jive One, always worth a mention. He's got all the Spurs footage from the archives, and he's uploaded so much out of his own wallet and his own time to put them onto the screen. It's
big up to him.
Brilliant channel. Also, while we're here, I want to give a big up to Spurs, Shelfside Spurs, I should say.
Yep, Shelfside Spurs.
Because on Thursday they have got Mickey Hazard coming onto the show at 7:30 p.m. GMT. And if you haven't seen the Mickey Hazard interview before, or him talking about Spurs, please get over there. You're in for a treat. He's really funny. He's probably he's one of the ones for just banter with the club. He's great rapport with the fans, always does. You owe it to yourself. Get over there and give them a like and subscribe and listen into that show. I know we're going to be there. So anyway, until then, nothing else to say. Have I missed out on anybody? I don't think I have. We'll just say
Levy
out.